Hello all, welcome to CG Hut. This is our first tutorial and this is the page where we will be sharing one video lecture on a daily basis with you guys. So today we'll be discussing about the importance of thumbnailing in animation. Thumbnailing in animation is really important for 3D artists, especially because instead of wasting time and exploring poses with 3D rigs, it is always better to do something faster and saying no means like if you are making 3D pose and saying no, I don't like this pose and that pose and it's not working fine and it's working fine, so it is always better to do things faster where you are taking lesser time, and this is where animation thumbnailing comes into the picture, which is much faster, and we can explore what's going to work and what's not, how characters are going to move from pose A to pose B. So have a look at this. We'll be discussing about importance of thumbnailing. We'll be discussing about silhouette, balance and weight, line of action, exaggeration, and interesting versus boring poses. So this is a thumbnailing. Whether you are making animated thumbnailing or whether you are making still poses, doesn't matter. You have to just see which pose is working fine for you. Like this, you can avoid cliche in every pose. You can create fresh poses, interesting poses, which is much funnier for the audience. You can also see how this character is going to move from pose A to pose B. What will be the breakdowns between? So this is really important. Silhouette. As you can see in this picture, there are two files, A and B. B is nice drawing, but it is more like a breakdown and in between. It's not a key drawing. With this attitude, I don't know actually what is happening with his hand. But when you see a drawing, it is more like a key drawing. And I can see his attitude with this silhouette very clearly, that what this character is doing and how things are happening. Whether I'm not able to see the detailing of or the facial or anything on this character, I'm just able to see just black outline on this. So this is a silhouette. This is a key drawing which is very important, whether you are making a detailed drawing or whether you are making a rough thumbnailing. Balance and weight is more important also. Line of action. When you see over here, this line of action goes in this direction, as you can see. This is the balance line where you can find a balance of the character. This is a line of action and again a balance of the character. This is a line of action and balance of character. In animation, we would also like to exaggerate things. Exaggeration in a story, or maybe exaggeration in a posing, exaggeration in any kind of action is also very important. So here we'll be discussing on exaggeration and posing. Which body parts needs to be exaggerated and at what level it needs to be exaggerated is really important. We'll be also discussing about interesting versus boring poses. So let's have a look. So I'll be drawing a couple of stuff here. As you can see, this is very rough drawing which I'm making, and this is really very rough. So I know what I'm doing. This looks nice pose, but it's not so interesting. It is boring. I would not say it's a bad pose or something, but it's boring. It's not interesting. Instead of making this pose like this, I can create this pose in some interesting way. You can exaggerate this portion of body in this way, you can say. So I'm exaggerating things, you know, and creating this pose in this way. I think this looks much better than what we had in this pose. So this is really interesting. This is interesting pose. This works for me, and I can explore really more poses on this. I can define some more attitude on my character. Let's see some more poses. Whenever I'm drawing, I draw a circle first and then a line of action. I also think for the balance line. Let's say for example this. Balance line changes as per my pose. It may be not exactly in the center all the time. It don't need to be in the center all the time actually. But right now I'm making the center and then moving things like this. This my leg, and then I can keep another stuff outside. So this is my center of body where I want the balance line to be. But it can happen in this way also. This is my balance line and I want it to be in this way. This works fine. So this is the body balance where I am maintaining myself so that I don't fall on the surface. If I don't keep this balance line maybe and do things something like this, I might fall down. So this is really important that my character has a balance and I define a weight in a very nice way. Okay, so let's start with couple of posing, interesting posing, and we'll exaggerate couple of stuffs very quickly. Say I have an idea which I need to develop first before I making poses. I need to be very clear in my mind what I am going to create or make. So let's say I just want couple of stuffs, like maybe I want to create something on martial art or something, or maybe uh, something martial art balance kind of stuff, you know. I'm just looking at martial arts stuff basically. Better you collect a reference also, some images and other stuff. Right now I'm just creating it on my own for the time being. So let's say I just draw a circle and I want a sword in my character's hand maybe. So let's say here and maybe in this way, and I'll exaggerate this leg a little bit here maybe. So doing this here, this is a balance line. Whichever side you have closer towards camera, that you just try making bigger, and whichever side you have less closer to the camera, try making it smaller. So this is a clear instruction which will allow audience to know which is your right or left leg, or which thing is more closer to the camera. Same way with this, and I want this. Let's say this is a sword going in there, and I want it in this way, maybe in this here, something like. And yes, I can keep on exploring this stuff very quickly. So this is my first stuff which I think might be working, but I can keep on exploring stuff. I can keep on making it down and exaggerating things a little bit more, you know, something in this way. So this is rough idea of thumbnailing. Maybe I just want to exaggerate this a little bit more, see how things are moving, and it's really fast process of making thumbnailing very quickly. So with this I can explore as many poses as I want. And I can see it very clearly which thing is working fine with my pose or with my rig or something like that. So this is very rough stuff, as you can see, and it's working fine with me. And this is maybe a ground, as so it is very clear that which is right leg and left leg here. And I exaggerated this part a little bit. You can see this, exaggerated this part. Over exaggeration, if you do that, also is very wrong. Yeah, if you do this over exaggeration, it will not look that good. So don't overdo things. This is really important, that you should make your pose really clear. Maybe I do not want it to be here over here. I want it to be here, maybe. So this is good. Let's say a little bit more on this. Maybe I don't want that pose to be that grounded, and I want him to be stand and balancing, maybe in this way. Sorry, this way. And this can happen in this direction also. I don't want this neck to be that down. I want him to be here looking at this way, and this looks fine. So this is really small thumbnailing, as you can see I have, but it is really impressive, and I can do a couple of exploration really fast. So this looks good to me. I can keep on exploring couple of ideas which works fine. You can see this balance line what I'm just trying to maintain here. Okay, so let's do I want something to do on pull and maybe on push. So let's see, pull, maybe push or something like that. So what I'll do is, let's say this is a kind of a rock which I'm trying to make, and this is a rock, let's say, and my character is pushing this rock here. So say maybe this, and I'm exaggerating this like this. So the more force or the more weight he's going to take on his body, he'll be more grounded basically. So the more weight he will pick up, or the more strength when he's going to push something on, he'll be more grounded, means he'll be near to the ground. You see this what I'm doing? So this is, let's say, maybe ground. So his root over here is more closer to the ground, as you can see here. So this is what we need to do with this character, as he's trying to put entire strength on this entire star, pushing entire this rock actually. So this is what we will be doing. Yeah, so it works fine, but he can push this rock in some different way also. Maybe he can push this rock in this way else also, where he'll be keeping his leg here something this way, and keeping this way, and maybe his hand is going to be here and this way. He'll be forcing towards this, maybe this side. So this can happen, means he can force in this way also. Maybe I can keep it to the ground level on a same plane. As you can see, this leg is going a little bit forward, so I'll just make it bigger something. So this is also one more idea which I have in my mind, where so he can push in different way. he might want to push it from the backside as well. So maybe he's going to push this entire stuff like this also. So maybe he has couple of stuff which is forcing with the leg like this, couple of stuff here, and maybe his hand is holding this thing from the back, and this way he's forcing, and this another hand is backside there, so maybe not visible. He can force in this way also, so this may be a ground here. So there are a couple of ideas of pull and sorry, push or something like this. He might want to pull this also. So maybe this is a kind of a rock or something where he is tied up with the rope or something. He's just trying to pull now. So maybe in this way, and I exaggerate this here, kind of, and this rope is going there. Maybe he's holding with this hand, and another hand is coming on this rope. As I'm telling, exaggerate things which will look more interesting here, and then I can keep this thing on toe, so he'll be pushing or pulling things in this way maybe. So this is also one more idea which we can develop on this pull and push. Maybe I can exaggerate a little bit more here and keep things on the same ground where I have this rock here, so that it will not look bad. So this is also really very rough thumbnailing. I'm taking couple of seconds to do this instead of 3D rig. Maybe I want one character to be standing and waiting. It looks like something. Maybe he's waiting here. So put some nice attitude on this character. Will be nice. Maybe he's just waiting here. You know. So I think this is working really nice over here. Just giving some attitude on him. So like this I can convey my idea to my audience very quickly in a very quick form, or maybe to my animation director. This is what the pose which I'm thinking. Any correction uh, which you will get on initial stage, this is really good idea to take up correction on an initial stage and work better in the 3D rig. Yeah. So this is one way. I'm just thinking that he's standing waiting, maybe, kind of. Another way which I can actually think on, say maybe he's just tired or sitting like this, just exaggerate a couple of stuff here, yeah, and maybe one hand is here, and maybe second hand is here. I'm not making any props right now. I'm just trying to create is uh, couple of quick suggestions that okay, I can do this or that. That's it. This conveying what I exactly want to do. Or maybe I do not want to put his hand down as well. I want him to keep his hand straight here in this way. So this is what I want to do. So this is exaggeration and balance, line of action, which I'm keeping in mind. So I think this is helpful for you and you have enjoyed learning with us, and we'll come up with some more tutorials tomorrow. So thanks a lot for watching.